What is this?
This is the black people who are in guards here in this embassy. And Imam Khomeini said they are not oppressors, but they are oppressed people in their own country. So you have to free these men to show us our revolution, and they will go to do the same thing in their country. And really, they do it, and they were after that involved in the movement of Malcolm X. So there is only one Islamic revolution.
And where did you hear this?
I read this in all the hearings of the U.S. Senate about what happened here.
Mm-hmm. This is their picture, yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's go to the other phrase.
And that's very strange. You know, at the beginning, they don't understand at all what is happening. Their mind is American mind, and they will be transformed very quickly, open their eyes and realizing that they are really oppressed in their own country. They have to fight with Islamic revolution.
Let's go to the other.
Yes, that's like all the US embassies. There is a front diplomacy, but in fact, we are entering in different spaces with heavy doors.
Another secret place?
Another secret place. And oh, let's see where they have to destroy the documents. Yes, and I read in the US hearing that when they try to destroy the document, this device fails. That's why the students were able to reconstitute all the things.
Okay, tell us about how thick the door is and what room is this?
Oh, this is a special room. They imported directly from the US. It is done by the National Security Agency, and you have a big system, probably, yes. Where you have to put your keys and your code, and he will verify your weight to be sure you are the good man to have this authorization to enter here. And here, this is the encoding room. Yes, we find all the devices they need, and you know,
this room was, this connects was coming exactly from States to Iran. Just mean
yes,
the whole compartment.
They have normal, yes, and there is two compartments.
Yes.
Here for the encoding, and on the other side for the sending. And they have, yes, here to communicate. Oh, you can see. From here you receive all the encoding documents, and you have to send from here. And you know, when the students take all the materials, they reconstitute all the documents from this embassy, and not only documents about Iran, but about all the Middle East, because it was the main center of the US in the Middle East at that time. You know, they said the Shah protect our interest in all these things. And so we can learn how function really a US embassy, and the different level of secrets, and what is really important, how they think the politics and how they control the world. And you can compare these documents with the documents, the recent documents from WikiLeaks. It is a very low thing, because the documents of WikiLeaks is the bottom of the secret. There's nothing at all.
Cave and this. Okay, there's a screening room here. Let's see what's happening here. Go ahead. This movie is about the criminal activities of Taliban.
Without delay, the Straussians pushed through Congress their anti-terrorist code, adopted as the USA Patriot Act. The Straussians create a special Homeland Security Department to implement the new political regime. A gigantic military and police administration is set up to monitor all citizens. Thus, the secret military government is no more secret. It is overtly involved in the surveillance of the population. A leaden silence over the United States, while journalists are allowed to probe into any aspects of the so-called Islamic peril. Any investigation into the 9/11 attacks is strictly out of bounds. Everything classified secret defense. Access to the attack sites is forbidden. Interview of the military who failed to intercept the hijacked planes are off limits. Hundreds of private videotapes of the attacks are confiscated. No counter-investigation resorting to classical methods is possible.
Now the media have to accept the official lie, and unfortunately, they will do it.
Exactly.
I think the American people also understand that there are going to be times when that information cannot immediately be forthcoming, and the American people seem to be accepting of that.
It seems as though you're asking everyone to trust you.
The US and UK ambassadors to the United Nations informed the Security Council of their country's decision to attack Afghanistan by virtue of a right to legitimate defense. What difference does it make if the Taliban proclaim their innocence and even volunteer to deliver bin Laden? The war under preparation since July can finally take place. Afghanistan is buried under a carpet of bombs. As soon as the Taliban are wiped out, old Henry Kissinger typically announces the forthcoming events in the columns of the Washington Post. The next target will be Iraq. It is Secretary of State Colin Powell's turn to lie to the Security Council. He presents false evidence of Saddam Hussein links with Al-Qaeda and put out accusations about imaginary weapons of mass destruction.
What I want to bring to your attention today is the potentially much more sinister nexus between Iraq and the Al-Qaeda terrorist network. A nexus that combines classic terrorist organizations and modern methods of murder.
Frozen in fear, the other 14 members of the Security Council listen silently as the empire designates its next victims.
There was a relationship between Iraq and Al-Qaeda.
Saddam Hussein aids and protects terrorists, including members of Al-Qaeda. Saddam Hussein aids and protects terrorists.
The beginning of the story. This very short footage proves.
پس از واقعه 11 سپتامبر با تهاجم خبری و رسانه‌ای حمله و اشغال عراق خیلی سریع اتفاق افتاد.
Iraq war. Now we have here.
Yes, this is just the beginning of the war in Iraq. And at that time, they have a communication special for the Christian Zionists. They said Washington and Tel Aviv together conquered the old Babylon. They don't say Baghdad, at that time. During a lot of officials don't say we are bombing Baghdad. They spoke about Babylon.
منظور اونها یک توطئه و جنگ آخرالزمانی بوده. این تصاویر که برای نخستین بار پخش میشه، همدستی آمریکا و اسرائیل رو در اشغال عراق نشان میده. دولت آمریکا برای حفظ منافع صهیونیست‌ها 11 سپتامبر رو به وجود آورد.
Iraq crushed Henry Kissinger again, step up to name the new targets, first Syria, then Iran. However, the assassination of Rafik Hariri, former Prime Minister of Lebanon, falls short of igniting a war against Syria, which withdrew its troops from Lebanon. Meanwhile, US generals' revolt against the unrealistic plan of attacking Iran, a strongly armed country fiercely defended by its people. Faced with the generals' rebellions and pressure by the Baker-Hamilton Commission, Donald Rumsfeld leaves the stage. The war on terror is no longer the priority, and the secret military government promotes the candidacy of a CIA agent as next president of the United States, the sparkling Barack Obama. The Security Council, which ordered an investigation into the assassination of Rafiq Hariri, can hardly refuse to do the same in this case. However, the General Assembly alone can offer the democratic guarantees for such an investigation. The moment of truth has come.
خیلی ممنون. ضبط نگه دارید.
That was a good research.
I hope the people will understand what really happened. It will be the end of all these wars and the justice could be done.
Inshallah.
What does it mean?
Inshallah means if God wills or God willing.
Oh, inshallah.
Inshallah.
تیری میسون در مدت اقامتش در ایران با فرهنگ و مذهب تشیع و مردم ایران آشنا شده و عمیقاً تحت تأثیر قرار گرفته.
But thousands of Iranians come to the Jamkaran shrine every Tuesday evening. They're looking for a sign that the Mahdi will return soon. Now it seems the Mahdi has become political.
All Shias believe that one day the Mahdi will return, but some Iranians are beginning to worry that their president is reorienting the country's politics towards that day. It's as if said that from now on, Britons should be preparing for the second coming of Jesus.
لایق وصل تو که من نیستم لایق وصل تو که من نیستم اذن بی یک لحظه نگاهم بده رضا جان